happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, guys, you're definitely gonna want to see this one. So you got those ladies on the set, ABC's The View, back at it again. One host in particular is sticking out to me, and it's that Sunny host. The way she's quickly became, a legal nuisance for ABC News Network, and it's not getting any better in this newest update, guys. I'm excited to check this one out. So now I'm straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also with that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
I agree. He is the party. And as I've been saying, I think that the Republican Party maybe needs to reframe the question instead of thinking about what the Democrats need to do. Maybe think about why is a convicted felon so attracted to this country, or why are we so attracted, so many of us who are convicted felon. And
here we go, guys. I think Sunny Hostin has got this whole thing wrong. They're going to get it wrong in 2028 if this is the narrative they're going to run with, that the country is to blame for voting in Donald Trump a convicted felon. He's not even a convicted felon. That's the point where she's got this whole thing twisted. The guy's never been sentenced, never served any time. He is not a convicted felon. She get this through her head. Oh my goodness, guys, already.
Or why are we so attracted, so many of us who are convicted felon, and Elon Musk, who said you will feel the working class temporary hardships. Since when is the Republican Party?
Isn't he the richest man in the world?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And he's not going to have any temporary.
And I don't understand why that's a problem. Make it Elon being the richest man in the world, Donald Trump being very wealthy. I feel like you would want, those who are well off, wealthy, and aren't really benefiting from or getting any, monetary gain from serving the people. I would want them in charge. Donald Trump, this is his second time in office. And guess what? He's turned down a paycheck again. He's saying he doesn't want to get paid for being the sitting president. I mean, come on, guys. What else does he have to do to show that he's for the people? He's for our nation. It just doesn't make sense.
Since when is the
Isn't
Republican
he the richest
Party?
man in the world?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And he's not going to have any temporary hardships. But then I'm kind of rethinking my thinking, and I do think that maybe it's time for the Democrats to do a little bit of this postmortem, because the Democratic Party has always been the party of the working class, has always been. If you look at all the policies, they're for the people. And I think even myself, as someone who grew up in abject poverty from the Bronx, my parents lived paycheck to paycheck.
Oh my goodness, that last little bit right there sounded like it was straight out of a Kamala Harris playbook. I grew up in a middle class, poverty level family, watching my parents struggle to make ends meet. I mean, come on. It's so pathetic to see it. Millionaires like Sunny Hostin lives in a false reality bubble, get up there and try to relate or compare their struggles they're not currently going through. She's made it out of that, whatever she's went through, and she's trying to still put herself in that same bubble as, the average or ordinary American, and say that, hey, I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. I've went through it, when it's not the case, guys. She's not going through it whatsoever. As soon as she gets done, lying and gaslighting her viewers, she goes right back to her cushy little estate, and she thinks nothing of what's going on, the current state or economic state of America. I mean, come on, you guys.
Grew up in abject poverty from the Bronx, my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. They had to decide whether or not they were going to feed me or whether or not we were going to have heat. I remember that. And I think I missed the boat in terms of realizing that there are so many Americans that still have that experience that I grew up with and that members of my family grew up with. And so I think we need to make space in this tent for the people that are really going to need it, because I got to tell you, I don't think the Republican Party is the party of the working class. I think they will hurt the working class.
The nation has already spoke. I mean, come on, you guys. What do you mean? What does she mean? She doesn't think the Republican Party is for the working class. I mean, the campaign that Donald Trump just ran, I mean, it spoke directly to the ordinary American citizen, the working class, those who are struggling and currently, having their back essentially broken by the Biden administration. Bidenomics have been going through it for the last 3.5, almost 4 years. I mean, come on. That's exactly what the Republican Party is speaking to right now. Donald Trump, the common sense campaign that he was running and pushed, it resonated well amongst the working class. I don't know where Sonny is at. It just shows she's lost.
In this tent, for the people that are really going to need it, because I got to tell you, I don't think the Republican Party is the party of the working class. I think they will hurt the working class. And so it is up to those of us who remember how that feels or who cares about that to reach out and say, come back, we can help you. And I intend myself, what little I can do to try to do that more.
What can she do possibly? What could Sonny Hostin, the little bit that she said she intends to help? I mean, come on, you guys. Everyone across the nation has seen what the little help they've been getting. The Biden administration, Biden campaign, they've been just flat out just ignoring all the problems, the crises that are going on in America. Then we got Kamala Harris steps in and takes over, and she is just gaslighting folks, telling us that, hey, the economy as well. You guys are doing good. I don't know what folks are saying as far as struggling. I don't know what you guys are talking about as far as border crisis. It's non-existent. I mean, come on, you guys. That is what we're moving away from. That's exactly why you guys, those folks, Democrats on the left, lost the working class. They're lost.
I intend myself, what little I can do to try to do that more.
Good, sir.
Well, it is interesting because in the article he quotes, I forgot the exact quote, but he said something about how it's become the party of college professors and, it's this removed group of highly educated. And I think the conversations around that, because the people on the other side were voting for Donald Trump, oftentimes those voters were kind of put in a bucket of not being smart and spoken down to. So I think it's a strange thing because I don't even fully identify what the Democratic Party is anymore. It's not recognizable to me. And the right, the same can go. The fact that they're becoming an isolationist party when that we see so much going on in the world and we understand the ramifications of the chess game and all of that. But I do think what's most interesting is that Donald Trump supposedly reached the working class, but I don't grasp what parts are going to benefit them. So was being
What? Every part of Donald Trump, trying to bring down inflation, shut down our southern borders, the efforts, his proposal, his agenda, it all makes sense. It's all going to benefit, those who are, especially folks who are, struggling, having to be on these government assistance programs or trying to get on the programs. And they're getting cut in line by illegal migrants who have been flooding our southern border illegally. I mean, come on. I don't see how you don't see how this is going to benefit, the ordinary American. That right there shows you these ladies just don't live in reality. It's trauma derangement syndrome. But I'm glad to see they're finally admitting that the Democratic Party is now unrecognizable. We just heard that from Sarah Haynes.
The working class, but I don't grasp what parts are going to benefit them. So was being heard enough? Was it just being heard by a candidate? Because his plans don't break down to helping them.
But I do think it was trade deals feeling like America's being taken advantage of, and it affects the jobs that are largely working class and more industrial based, agriculture driven. And it was the border. It's not because they're like, oh, I'm nervous that somebody's going to come take my job. It's they know that big corporations take advantage of cheap labor, and those people are going to get employed while they're struggling to make ends meet. And I just want to say one thing, because Fetterman said something so interesting on the show we never discussed. I've used the term, Donald Trump's a convicted felon. I can't support that. But I think a lot of this country feels like we put people in a box if they're a convicted felon, even if they served their time, they paid their debt to society.
And we think it's got to be gone
and we think that they shouldn't be able to get ahead. And I actually think that backfired for Democrats.
Yeah,
I think
Exactly, guys. Now that's one thing I will say about these ladies on the show. Alyssa Farrah Griffin is slowly coming out. She, especially post-election, she's showing her true feelings, her true colors towards Donald Trump, and she's just respecting everything he does, bringing a little bit of reality back to the set of the View. I know it's hard to do, but she does it. Listen to how they come after her afterwards.
And we think that they shouldn't be able to get ahead, and I actually think that backfired for Democrats. I think that they didn't like the name calling.
I am not a college graduate. I am not that person. I've never forgotten where I came from.
Yeah.
And I believe that all these things that people said, oh, I want my groceries, I want to take care of, I am going to sit and wait and see how he takes care of groceries. I want to see how he takes care of our health care. Not just our health care, but if you hire somebody who says these inoculations are wrong, you're not going to Europe. You're not traveling anywhere because no one will invite us to their country because they don't want us bringing stuff in there. So I want to see. I know people had big high hopes and thought he was going to be the thing. And okay, you don't think that the Democrat, I am neither. There's no party for me. But
what? There is no, guys. Whoopi Goldberg, she said she's abandoning the Democratic Party. I mean, come on, you guys. Just last month, she was high on her horse about Kamala Harris supporting her campaign, the way she's going to take that race. They thought it was going to be a landslide in the other direction. Coming to find out, she's not even a Democrat. Now she's an independent. I mean, that right there just shows you how these ladies on the set of The View, they're going to lie, they're going to gaslight, they're going to, they're going to say anything that fits that narrative that they're trying to push. I think we've heard the craziest things you'll ever hear from these ladies. It just does not make sense. The narratives, the stories that they run with, and they're on thin ice with the way they've been speaking about Donald Trump, his admin. They better watch out because they've already got their network a $15 million lawsuit, defamation lawsuit that came from Donald Trump and had to be paid out. They might get another one here soon if they continue down this road, slandering and defaming his name, guys. But definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one.